Hold on, folks. Gotta do something here for a second. Did you see that lady with Raphael from the second movie right there? I mean, from the first movie? That is Judith Hogg, or whatever her name. Her name's Judith. Let's just put it that way. Her name is Judith, and the lady that came after her name is Paige. And both Judith and Paige were picked to play April O'Neil. Judith, of course, in the first one, Paige in the second and third live-action films. Now, you might say to yourself, well, what does this have to do with the title, My Thoughts on Megan Fox as April O'Neil? Well, I do agree with a lot of people. Megan Fox she's very attractive. Heck, she's very hot. Let's not forget. Let's not kid ourselves. She's very attractive, very hot. And, it's why they made her the love interest of Shia LaBeouf in the Transformer films. And why they picked her to be the lead in Jennifer's Body. And pretty much, I think anybody that's probably seen that film, especially if you're a male, or a man, especially if you're a male like myself, you only remember it for one scene, and that's, you kind of get the idea of what scene I'm talking about. It was mentioned all over the media when that movie came out. But anyway, as you pretty much have known for the past month or so, she has signed on to be April O'Neil in the new Ninja Turtles film. Now, we know this new Ninja Turtles film has been back and forth of how it's going to be done and when it's going to come out. But the thought of Megan Fox being April O'Neil, I think I got to say that I'm in the majority of saying she cannot be April O'Neil. There's no way Megan Fox is April O'Neil. I mean, when you think of April O'Neil, you go back to movies like the live-action film here, the first one and the second and third one, and basically, that's what you think of when it comes to a live-action April O'Neil. Even with the 2007 CGI film, and you had Sarah Michelle Gellar doing her voice, you look at the design, you know that they have some facial influence from Sarah herself, but when you look at the character, that's April O'Neil. Heck, even when nowadays, when they changed her to a teenage girl, that's April O'Neil. There's no doubt about it. She always has a unique identification, a unique look, a unique style that identifies her as April O'Neil, as being herself, being her own individual character. And unless people are getting the facts wrong, and maybe, let's say, Megan Fox is being brought in to be Karai, if she's being brought into the film, then, heck, fine. Heck, if you're going to have her brought in and have her be, I don't know, a live-action version of Irma, that's a twist. But, unless people, like I said, are getting the facts wrong, again, Megan, she's a good actress. She's a decent actress. I will put it that way. She's very decent at what she does. She did, to me, despite what people may think and how they feel about the Transformer films, I think she did a decent job in both films. And I'm pretty sure that if she didn't have her backstage fallout or behind-the-scenes fallout with Michael Bay, she would have done an even more. She probably would have done a decent job again in the third one. But because, like I said, behind-the-scenes fallout, that did not happen. But honestly, April O'Neil. When you're casting a live-action April O'Neil, to me, it's like, okay, how do I put this? I think Richard Donner, who did the Superman films, who did the first Superman film, said it best. When they're casting for Superman, you need somebody that's going to be Superman, somebody that is Superman. It's like you can't. It's like when they were casting. It's like you can't just go to the theaters back in 1979, 78 or 79 when the movie came out, and see Robert Redford or Warren Beatty flying around in a cape, in tights, in a blue outfit and a red cape, or blue leotard, or whatever you want, blue tights, a blue outfit and red cape. You can't just see that. You can't see, like I said, someone like Robert Redford. You can't see somebody like I said, Warren Beatty or even Clint Eastwood. Odd choice, but you get what I'm saying. Flying around as Superman. You just don't see that. You can't see John Travolta doing it either. You need somebody that when you look at him, you can say, that's, when people see him, they say, that's Superman. They say, oh, look, it's Robert Redford as Superman. Or, look, it's Warren Beatty as Superman. Or, look, it's John Travolta portraying Superman. No, they look at that individual when they picked the late, great Christopher Reeve, and they said, that's Superman. Because when he walked in, like I said, he looked like a real-life Clark Kent. He basically was Superman. The same went with the 2006, 2007 Superman Returns movie, or whatever it was, that was okay. I haven't, so it was okay. Same thing. They casted him because he was Superman. He represented Superman. He wasn't, let's see, what actor is out there today? He wasn't Jeff Goldblum as being portraying Superman. He wasn't, come on, it's at the tip of my tongue. There's a lot of actors out there. He wasn't Colin Farrell portraying Superman, okay? He wasn't this, he wasn't that. He was Superman. He was. It's kind of like when Hugh Jackman, nobody really knew who Hugh Jackman was. He was brought in to play Wolverine. He was Wolverine. He identified you to Wolverine, to the Wolverine you knew. Same with Halle Berry. Despite the fact that you knew it was her, on screen you didn't know it was her because she was Storm. Same with Franklin Jasmine, or whatever her name is. When she portrayed Jean Grey / Dark Phoenix, you didn't say, oh, that's Franklin Jasmine. You said, there's Jean Grey. Same with Anna Paquin. When she came in and portrayed Rogue, you didn't say, oh, there's Anna Paquin. No, you said, there's Rogue. The point I'm trying to make is, and same with James Marsden. When you saw him portraying Scott Summers' Cyclops, you didn't say, oh, there's that guy. No, you said, there's Cyclops, there's Scott Summers. The same, believe it or not, with Robert Downey Jr. It's Robert Downey Jr., but when you look at him, you say, and you look at the comics, you look at him, you look at the comics, and you say, that's Tony Stark, that's Iron Man. The point is, you want people that fans will identify as the character they know. And when they look at Megan Fox being cast possibly as April O'Neil, they don't see, they just can't see Megan Fox on the screen being April O'Neil saying, oh, there's April O'Neil. They can't say, she is April O'Neil. No, what they're going to see is, oh, there's Megan Fox portraying April O'Neil. They don't see April O'Neil because they won't be seeing April O'Neil, they'll be seeing Megan Fox. That's what they're worried about. And like I said, unless they're getting the information, they're getting misinformed, and she ends up being maybe Karai, maybe heck even Irma, whoever, then hey, congratulations, you trolled us all. But like I said, the casting, when they look at the casting of April O'Neil, as crazy as it sounds, it's basically similar to what Richard Donner said about casting Superman. You want somebody that will walk in and you could say, that's Superman. Somebody that's a virtual unknown, you could see him walk in, you could say, that's Superman. That's what they did with Judith in this movie, Judith and Paige in the other two. Those ladies walked in, when Judith walked in, and then Paige walked in took over for the other two, the people that made the movies, they said, that's April O'Neil. They didn't say, oh, that's Judith, let's ask her, or anything. when they picked Judith to be the first live-action April, and then they picked Paige to be the follow-up, they knew that when fans would see them, yeah, they would know they were different actresses, but they wouldn't know. I mean, basically, they would see they were different actresses, but they would also see, because they wouldn't know who they really were, they would see they wouldn't say, oh, there's Paige, or there's Judith. No. They would say, oh, there's April O'Neil, because literally these ladies are live-action April O'Neils. They didn't identify them from being elsewhere. They didn't identify them for being this. They didn't identify them for that. No, they looked at them and they said, that's April O'Neil. Because they didn't know who they were. They were virtual unknowns to them, and that's why they've always been looked at. When you think of a live-action April, you think of Judith and you think of Paige. Because literally, you don't hear much from them anymore. And anytime they do show up, let's say at a convention, anytime, let's say they were to show up for a convention, they don't show up and say, oh, there's Judith. She was on all these blockbuster hits. No, people will look at them, if they see them in person, they say, I don't see Paige Toka, or I don't see Judith Hogg. I see April O'Neil. That's what they will say. The same thing with Christian Bale. Yeah, he's been in some films, there's no doubt about it. But when they cast him as Bruce Wayne in the 3 Dark Knight movies, in the recent Batman trilogy, it's like you didn't see Christian Bale. You knew it was him, but you didn't see him as that. You saw him as Batman, as Bruce Wayne. And I think that's what people are trying to get across to someone like Michael Bay. Checking my time here. They're trying to tell him, look, we want April O'Neil, but we want an April O'Neil that we look at and we say, that's April O'Neil. We don't want to say, oh, there's Megan Fox portraying April O'Neil. We want someone that's unidentifiable, basically a virtual unknown, so that when we do see them in person, we won't see them as the actress they are. We'll see them as the character they portray. And that's what they're trying to get across. That's why you have a lot of people not too happy about this decision. Now again, like I said, if they're getting a fountain's worth of misinformation and she's portraying somebody else, then congratulations. You got everybody when they weren't expecting it. You trolled them. But the point I'm making is they look at the actress portraying April O'Neil as when Christopher Reeve first portrayed Superman. Basically, they didn't know who he was, and all they knew him as was Superman. That's all they saw. Anytime he would walk in person, they didn't see Christopher Reeve. They saw Superman. Anytime a young kid saw him walking around, they didn't see Christopher Reeve. They saw Superman. And that's the same thing with Paige and Judith. When kids would see them in person, they didn't see, oh, there's that actress Judith, whatever her name is. No, they said, oh, there's April, there's April. And that's what they're trying to get across. They don't want to say, oh, there's Megan Fox, she portrayed April in the latest movie. Like I said, unless the fan base is getting a fountain of misinformation, then I don't know what to say. We just have to wait and find out if maybe it is true, or if they're just trolling you and they're going to have her be somebody else, or portray somebody else. We just have to wait and see. I mean, I can understand maybe why they're doing it, if it is true. I can understand, because they know, like I said, everybody's agreed, she's hot, she's attractive. They know that if she's portraying April, it's going to sell tickets. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's just my thoughts on it. So let me know what you guys think, but I do agree she's not meant to be April O'Neil. You need a virtual unknown as April. So let me know what you guys think down below. Tell me if you agree with anything I've said in this one, and I'll talk to you all later.